Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on network marketers, affiliate, and multi-level, where they share their story, talk about things that have worked and didn't work, their processes, their strategies, and we just want to bring that value to you today. So if you're hopping in, please, at least you can do is hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and drop a hashtag live or a hashtag replay. And if you're one that loves to help us and support us, where are you watching from? Drop that in the comments. And at any time, if you have questions throughout, drop it and we'll get back to you with those answers because we want to bring that value. We want you to make sure you gain something today. Don't just listen to what we're talking about, implement, take action. That's the goal. So let me bring on my next guest. We have Andrew Bennetts. What's up, man?
How you doing, Shawn? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Hey, this is great we have a lot of people use social media incorrectly. We started, communicating, and then we had a call, and now we're on the video.
Here it is.
A lot of people, they think it's just gonna, magically appear doing a social media post, getting opportunities.
Right. No, I completely agree. Like there's what we may be separated by, 1,000 miles or whatever, but that even if it's a virtual face-to-face connection, you really can't you can't replicate that just by messages back and forth. I always tell my boys that, if you have a serious conversation, you need to have that either face-to-face or over the phone because, just messaging is not going to cut it. So I'm super grateful to get to know you and be here. It's going to be a blast.
Likewise. Now, I always ask my guests, I always ask, who are you? And why did you get into network marketing?
Absolutely. So, Andrew's my official title, but most people just call me Andy. So, I've lived in Southwest Colorado my entire life. I was a teacher. I knew very early on that I wanted to be a teacher. And honestly, the fact that we are here talking today is kind of a trip. If you would have said this, just a few years ago, I'd have been like, no way. I'll still be a teacher or an administrator, something like that. And God had different plans. I kind of went a different route along the technology route. And for the last 15 years, I've been working with thousands of teachers and students across the world to empower them with awesome, engaging technologies. We have leadership programs. So anyways, that has nothing to do with network marketing, but to kind of understand, kind of the full circle of where we come through that. I would say in the process of that kind of transitioning from teacher over to educational technology specialist, trainer, that kind of thing. I just got involved and got to meet some amazing people. And the reality is that in our world at this point, if you don't have a second, third, fourth stream of income, you're going to be struggling, right? I've seen something a while ago that most families in America are one medical emergency away from being bankrupt.
Very true.
So that reality, having a young family, I've got 2 boys and my beautiful wife of 20 years. I take it very seriously that I'm going to provide for them and take care of them. So while I love my career, I also enjoy the networking aspect of things of providing solutions that make a big difference, but also just growing my network and getting to know other people. So kind of a wide range answer there, but there you go. That's a little bit about me.
No, I love it. And yes, providing for your family. A lot of people, yes, you can't live on one income anymore, sometimes two. You have, if you want to do the extras in life,
Yep.
You need to have some side hustle. You need to have something you can do when you want to do it to have that. It could be $50 extra a month, $100, thousands, life-changing numbers. It doesn't matter,
Right.
but at least you're trying and doing. And
Yep.
I love how some people take me up on, they put their name and you have debt to wealth specialist. Tell me about that.
So so I'll go a little bit backtrack here. So I've always grown up with the numbers. Like that's just been a thing that comes naturally to me. Both my parents were accountants, so I've known numbers, known the importance of them. Kind of geeked out about that. I have here we go here. If you've never heard of YNAB, YNAB, it's a budgeting app. Stands for You Need a Budget. So there's my little prop there. I'm that guy. I'm the geeky guy that is so into numbers that he gets a hat for a budgeting app. So just to understand kind of how deep down the rabbit hole I've gone. But yeah, numbers has always been a big part. And like we said before, if you can find a side hustle, and I love the fact that where I'm at right now, it's not just a side hustle. It's like a passion and a mission of mine to help people go from debt to wealth, because I think Americans have just this, I don't know, this gloom cloud over them, just thinking that they're going to always be in debt. They're always going to be paying on their mortgage. I actually learned in the last little bit that the term mortgage, the word mortgage, comes from a French word that means death certificate. So it's
Wow.
literally like you're going to pay this until you die. And I love that what I do now is I can provide some hope and provide a better future for them, to give them a roadmap of how to get out of debt and start building wealth. So there you go.
No, it's a good title. A lot of people don't have, and they haven't created their own personal brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't. A lot of people say, in real estate, um, I'm an insurance agent, and I changed my name in that world, that space, to the insurance doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that's for marketing. And
Right.
personal brand is everything, no matter what you're into. Don't
Yep.
People don't buy the company, they're
Mm.
buying from you.
Yep.
And a lot of people always push the company. It's like, no, set up your company so that the company is basically working for you. Like
Yep.
they're the back office. You're the front. You're the name. You're the face.
Yep.
So you have to put yourself out there, having those connection calls. You're having
Sure.
networking meetings, what have you, to grow. And
Right.
how hard has it been to grow your business when you first started compared to now?
I mean, it's always a I don't want to call it a grind. It's always a challenge, shall we say? And I think more than anything, and I'm sure every network marketer that you bring on thinks that what they have is the best, right? So we'll get that out of the way. I feel like what what I have to offer in our space is far better than other things out there. It's very unique in what we do. Um, However, just I think the biggest challenge that I face in building a team and bringing people on, because I really kind of have three tiers, and I can maybe show this a little bit later. I have a product that can help people go from debt to wealth. So that's a product that they can buy. We can help them. It's a technology. It's beautiful. Then we have an agent side, which is kind of where I'm at, where we actually provide that and share that with other people so they can help their friends and family get out of debt. And then we have a lovely little aspect that's just an affiliate link. It's free. They just say, hey, I love this idea. I don't really want to learn about it. I don't want to have to be able to talk to people. But if you click on this link, Andy will take good care of you and he'll help you get out of debt. So we kind of have those three tiers. And I say that just because I think my biggest challenge at this point is it's much less about the product. It's so much more about mindset. If people's
Yes.
mindset is shut, if people's mindset is like, oh, it's too good to be true, or oh, it's a scam, I can't deal with that. I mean, I can provide all of the information, A+ Better Business Bureau, 20 years in the business. Like I can give you all the facts. If you are shut off to the opportunity, I have other people that I would rather talk to. I mean, no offense to them. It's just I can't get through that. So that would say that's the biggest challenge for sure.
That is very true, though, what Andy's saying. You need to work with people that are going to work. You
Yep.
don't have to work with people that you got to motivate all the time and nudge and
Mhm.
are you doing this? You doing that? No, I want people that are self-motivated. They're putting things together. They're allowing everyone to grow. And that's the goal of it. And I love it. Andy's talking about using technology. He's got it right here, guys.
There it is, right there. So this is a really cool piece of technology. I'd love to chat with anybody if they're wanting to kind of up their presentations and this kind of stuff, called eGlass. Anyways, I was on a training the other day and they says only work with OQPs, only quality people. Like that's all I really want to talk to. And not that I'm not, willing to talk to people that are kind of, dipping their toe and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, past that first level of you're wanting to work with me, you're wanting to kind of, do the network marketing like we're talking about here. You're wanting to build a company for yourself. I don't really need the people that we're having to, like you said, root along the way, continue checking in on them. It's like if you're not motivated and really see this as something that you want to devote some time into, yeah, I got other people that I can work with, and no offense to them, but that's just where I'm at.
That just goes back to knowing it's a business,
Yeah.
knowing that your time is valuable, that you're not wasting it. So if you are not into it,
Yep.
move on. And that's okay. Just like friends, you might talk to friends, family.
Yep.
Oh, here's another product. Here's something you're gonna. No,
Mhm.
you're either gonna be full bolt with me, and you should be with somebody that you trust, that you know, like, and trust.
I
So
love
if
it.
you know me, you know Andy, why wouldn't you take a look at what we're doing? Here's the thing I always been talking about recently is we work through people. So
Mhm.
Andrew and I can have their collaboration, but it's Andrew's friends, family, co-workers that he knows from the past, friends from all over different world that we can collaborate with. I want introductions to them. We don't need to do business together.
Right.
That's the power of going into the right call, the right marketing, the right promotion that you're doing, whoever you're with in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the know, like, trust. Actually, I had a really interesting conversation with a buddy of mine. We're actually starting another podcast. Shameless little plug here. It's called Money DNA. Dale and Andy, Money DNA. So we're launching our first episode today. But we talked about that know, like, trust factor, and I wanted to kind of take it another level further. So I actually have this out on my YouTube right now. 4 key questions that your customers want to know. 1, do I like them? Are they fun? Do I like working with them? Do they know their stuff? If they don't know what their stuff is, then I don't really care. I can find somebody else. Do I trust them? Right. So it's kind of the same ones you mentioned, know, like, trust. And then another one, which I think is especially important in finance, which is where I'm working, is do they care about me? Am I just talking to them because I'm trying to get a buck, or do they actually really care about my family? And are they really wanting to help me get out of debt? So then it goes through this whole thing of like, if all 4 of those are in place, you have a 99% chance of doing business with them. I don't know if you can see that. It says 99%. If it's only 3 of them, if it's only 3 of the 4, there's only a 70% chance. So you lose 30% if you don't have all 4 of those. If it goes down to 2, now we're under 50%. Now we're at 40%. 1, it's only a 20% chance. So, the idea is that, what we need to be working for, regardless of the business, network marketing, regular business, whatever the case is you need to know that your clients, that they like you, that you know their stuff, your stuff, and that they can trust you and that they like them and that they care about you. So anyways, I feel like that's a pretty true collaboration of questions that we can all kind of focus on.
Oh, no doubt. Now, with setting up a podcast, well, let's backtrack. How important is social media or video for your business, for promotion, marketing, etc.?
Yeah, I think social media is super important. That's just where people are at. I mean, I've done podcasting long enough to know that it's kind of you find where's your ideal client, right? Where do they hang out? And then that's where you promote. So whether that's LinkedIn, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, right? So know where they're at and kind of promote there. I am a visual learner, back to my education roots, right? I would prefer to watch something and hear it and see it rather than read about it. So if I can shoot a 2 or 3 minute video it's the whole, a picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm not sure what the video is, but it's probably worth 1,000,000 words, right? If I can shoot one powerful video, that's worth way more than a long post that no one wants to read. So, and I love this because I can do what I just did right there and kind of break things down, maintain eye contact and that kind of stuff. So, yes, absolutely. Video is massively important.
And a lot of people have a fear, like, oh, public speaking, I don't like the way I sound. I don't know enough information. I'm not ready for it. And I tell people all the time, just go and do it. Try.
Right.
Oh, well, I'm going to say a lot. I'm going to say a lot. Hey, guess what? That's human nature. It's human things that people are going to do no matter what. You will get better as you practice, but nobody wants to practice their craft. You go to a doctor, a open heart surgeon, they have been practicing and practicing. You're not going to go to some random person to do that. So practice your skill. And that's something that everyone should be doing, no matter what industry you're in.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I actually saw training the other day with Ed Milet. Freaking brilliant. Oh my gosh, that guy and I think he was actually speaking with, it'll come to me in a second. Les Brown, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's motivational. Yep. Those 2 in a room having a conversation. It was one of the best videos I've ever seen. But they were talking about, he gets so frustrated when people say, oh, you're so gifted. It's like, no, I freaking worked at this. Like I put the time in, I spent the 10,000 hours to get to this point. And to your point, people want to shortcut the process, right? If you're not going to ever be good at something the first time you do it, but you got to put in the first effort to get into the second one. I saw something the other day. It was like, you have to suck before you get good, and you have to be good before you can get great, right? So just own it and do it.
I like that. Yeah, you definitely have to own it. You just have to do it. Just like it's an important thing. Now, and a lot of questions that people have is, how do you generate leads for your business? Is there anything specific? Talk about a failure you had, and then what's been working to generate some consistency with that space.
So we kind of, and again, I'm fairly new into the debt to wealth aspect of things. Like I said, my mind has worked this way for a long time, so I'm trying to apply my educator mind to this. But I've been in it long enough to know that there's kind of two different lead flows, right? You can buy leads, you can get lists of folks that are looking to pay off their debt faster, right? So I've got a list of those. I also have my warm market, right? So those are different approaches, but similar messages, just different approaches. So gosh, where do I even start? So I would say some wins are video. Like I said before, if you can put together a really dynamic video and get that in front of the right people with the right messaging. A lot of the training that I've been to is like, we kind of chat them up a little bit and just say, hey, either can you do me a favor, or here's my story, right? Here's my story. Here's how it worked for me. If would this be, I'm trying to think of the right wording. If I sent you a video, could you watch that for me? Right. So just get some buy-in a little bit so they would actually watch that. So that would, I think that's more on the warm market. For the cold market, again, ads, different things. Here's a lesson learned. Here's for all the folks out there. I did a Facebook post and I'm like, hey, this is a good video. I'm pretty happy with this one. Let me boost this one. And learned a lot on that one. Right. So what I did is I ended up, the link was my booking link, not the video. I think there's the first mistake. I think it should have been to my video rather than to the booking, because people went to the booking like, I don't know what this is. So lesson learned on that one. And two, you're going to get the trolls. I literally spent a little time every day going through here, reading through comments and just like removing like filth, like F off this. And I'm like, dude, like seriously, this is the best that you have. This is how you want to spend your time. So, very much lesson learned of be a little bit more strategic with where I want to send them. And two, just understand when you're bringing in all of the world, even if it's targeted, right, from Facebook or wherever it is, you're still going to get trolls in there that are trying to put you down. So that was definitely a lesson learned for me.
Yeah, I don't know how they can spend their time that way.
Right.
You can make more money if you actually use your skills properly. Now this is good. So your product, you have the agency piece and you have the affiliate. Are you setting up now with the leadership, being a leader, being in that role? What are some things that you are working on to improve, to make yourself be that leader that you're always been looking forward to? Because a lot of people, they're upline. I know in some companies, either they left, they quit,
Right.
they brought you in, they found another shiny object, and they're like, and you're like, wait, what the hell? What do I do now? Like, but the leadership skills are key.
I completely agree. I laughed just because the call previous to this, we were trying to, figure out when's the best time that we could meet, was with another person that's been in the business a little bit longer. And I was just like, I'm the eager little guy that's like trying to learn as much as he can about this kind of stuff. And I asked him that question. I'm like, I've been on all these corporate calls and the different things, and it feels like, everybody has kind of a different approach of like, oh, talk to your upline. Well, what if your upline, to your point, has done something different, right? Or their approach is X instead of what everybody else is doing is Y. And then there's, the third party out here that's doing Z. So everyone has kind of a different approach. So my mindset of this whole thing is, as a leader, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with, if I'm bringing in people that I know and care about and that I want to be successful, I don't want to send them through this wild goose chase like I have been. And I really don't mean to say that in a negative way. They're all well-meaning people. I think my skill set is really, really good for this. So I'm looking to set up a very systemized approach. First do this, then do this, right? So it's not a wild goose chase to find what you need to do. It's a systemized approach. We attack it as an educator, right? You are learning how to do this. Here are your steps. Watch this video, do this, fill out this, whatever. And I'm in the process right now of getting that just dialed in. So there's no question, new agent coming on, new client coming on. Here's what you need to do. I'm here to help you, but here's 90% of your questions can be answered if you just go through this content. So that's kind of my angle on that is be the be the solution that you wanted to. I thought that's what it was going to be when I stepped in, is everything would be kind of spelled out, and it's a little bit more dysfunctional. So I'm trying to kind of clean that up a little bit.
No, I agree. A lot of times, yes, if you could put your stamp on it, take the information, put your twist on it, you educator mindset onto it. It'll break things down to smaller chunks so that people can understand it better. Do it the way you are. It's going to go longer anyway. Because if
Mhm.
you're having your calls, Zoom calls, meetups, what have you on your team, they're
Mhm.
gonna, admire you, get motivated from
Yeah,
you, inspired
right.
by you, because it's the other thing is consistency.
Mhm.
Is that leader consistent? Are they still doing what they're
Right.
telling us to do?
Yep.
Are you, maybe taking over that role because they are not there, which in your case, yeah,
Right.
you're redesigning, you're putting things into your own perspective so that others in your downline are going to be
Right.
more successful.
Right.
But yes, it's all mindset.
Mhm.
I think with network marketing, I've been in only for about 4 years, but it's something that if everyone went through it, it would help them with
Mhm.
rejection.
Yes.
That's a huge thing in this business
Yeah.
because
That would
everyone's gonna say no.
exactly. That would apply in so many different things. I mean, to your point, like, just helps you to communicate, helps you to be more confident, right? I mean, all of these things that outside of even just, promoting your specific business, it will help you be a better person, a better communicator. I completely agree. The other thing, just back to the leadership aspect and kind of doing this is, and I'm sure people that know me well would know that I kind of maybe tip one way or the other. I'm trying to walk this line of not recreating the wheel, but also setting things in a proper method that makes it easy to understand, because it's really easy to just throw the baby out with the bathwater and then start from scratch, and that just takes longer, and that's not duplicatable. So I'm trying to figure out, how can I take what's good, use that, and then put this in a way that they don't have to start from scratch. It's like, here's the things that we need to do, and make that easier for the people after me. That's what I'm going for.
Now, are you a calendar guy, like a digital calendar, or are you a regular book, bring out the calendar and you write in the black book kind of calendar?
I am digital through and through. If it's not, it's a joke, but it is so true. If it is not on my digital calendar, whether it's I wouldn't say my anniversary. I know that one off the top of my head, but right. I mean, if it's something important to me personally, if it's not on my calendar, I will literally forget because I have so many things going on throughout the day. So, little shameless plug. I know a lot of people use Calendly. I use this awesome little thing called tidycal.com. It's
Huh.
$39 for life, and it does almost everything, if not more, than Calendly does. I absolutely love it. You can create as many different calendars that you want. You can have date bookings. You can do multiple people. You can charge for it. I absolutely love it. So little
Huh.
freebie right there. That's a wonderful thing that I've used.
This is why I do this, because even you're teaching me something.
There
So
you go.
it's all about providing consistent value instead of just a lot of people throw up when they talk to someone. Oh, use this product or service.
Yep.
It's not, but why? There's got to be, you don't know what my problem is that you're trying to solve. And what you have might not solve that problem.
Mm.
But I know you need to make a commission. That's why people have that commission breath.
Right. Yep. I heard a term the other day called pitch slap. You get into a conversation with people, and before you we were talking about this before, right? Like,
Yeah.
before you kind of warm them up, and it's not disingenuous, right? You do care about their family. It's not, I'm not talking to you about your personal stuff just to pitch this. I really would like to know about what's going on, but now that we've caught up, like, hey, I got this really cool thing that's working well for me. Can I ask you a question or something like that? But and I'm sure that all network marketers have kind of done this at some point, where they just, no warm up, and it's just like, whoosh, here's my offer, right? It's like, whoa, no one wants to get treated like that. So it's a fine line, right? Where do you transition? How do you do that in a kind way? Another guy that I use often is Jeremy Miner,
Hmm.
NEPQ. NEPQ. Don't ask me what it stands for. Framework. It's just questions that kind of lead to a decision, but in a way that's not super pitchy, and it's very connecting with folks. So that's another really good one that I've used.
Now, I always like to, a lot of people say, well, what do I do all day long? And if they are just trying to be 100% in their business, what does your day look like in a snapshot? Maybe
Mm.
not today, like what does tomorrow look like? Do you have Zoom calls set up? Do you have in-person meetings?
Yep.
Do you do that in person? Yeah. So I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, all of the above. And I didn't go into great detail, but I am still running my ed tech company. So I'm being pulled in multiple different directions. I've got the ed tech company, I've got the debt to wealth stuff, and I've also got podcasts. So as you can imagine, and back to the idea of that that digital calendar, like if it's not there, it doesn't happen. So my day is very full. I think I had 8 appointments today, 2 different podcast things. This is not a normal day, but generally on any given day, it'll be 2 or 3 Zoom meetings specifically about, all right, are we just introducing this idea? Are we talking about the business opportunity? Do we want to run your numbers so you know exactly whether this is a good fit or not? I live in a very small community, but large enough that there's still, 10,000 people that I can help just in our little county here that are struggling with debt. So on occasion, if I know the person and I know it's a pretty qualified lead, I will, leave the house. I gotta get into my my outdoor clothes, right? Not my Zoom clothes, and go meet with somebody and have coffee with them and have a conversation. I won't do that all the time, but it's definitely something that I do. And then something I'm working towards is doing both webinar sessions, debt to wealth webinars, and in-person like workshops, like financial literacy workshops. So I've got a lot of fun things in the working at this point. So always busy, always doing something.
You have to build relationships.
Yes, you do.
And if you're not on a call like this, or if you're in person, you're not going to be able to do that because you're missing a lot of emotions. You're missing the body language that people have. If they're passionate and have that enthusiasm when you're talking to them,
Mm-hmm.
if they're like bland and dark,
Yep.
you don't really want to be around those people. You kind of, okay, and then move on to the next. That's why I like having coffee meetings. But like you said, there's always people that can. What happens if they cancel?
Yeah. Right.
You drive somewhere, they cancel. It's like, now what? So what I usually try to do, now I'm there, try to talk to someone who's around.
Right.
At least you get maybe some ears that you can talk to,
Right.
or you're gonna have that office space at that moment in the coffee shop, and maybe someone, hey, put a sticker on your laptop and about your business, or ask me questions, something that people will check you out. They might say, hey, Andy, what are you doing over there?
Right.
What are you involved in? And that's all. It's just an interest. You want to get some interest from people.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. I have, and I'm not good at this, but I know that this is something I need to grow in. To your point of just the connection piece, right? I mean, just typing out a message or sending a text, that it's good, right? It's good. It's better than nothing. But face to face is obviously best. I mean, there's probably like these tiers, right? Face to face would be best. Phone call or like maybe Zoom would be next, or like FaceTime call, so you can actually see their face, read their body language. So much communication happens outside of just what is said, or a vocal, like just a phone call. I'm actually working to try to integrate a little bit more of like voice messages, right? So rather than sending a text, just be like, hey, Shawn, I was thinking about you, got this cool thing, and then send off the voice message. I think that it's going to have better return and better action than just a straight text. So that's something I'm working towards.
Hey, that brings up people that everyone has birthdays.
There you go.
They're on Facebook. If everyone has Facebook, it's every person in this world has a Facebook. The younger ones don't try to, it's not cool enough.
Right.
But if they have a business, they have it. Instead of just saying happy birthday, go to the messenger.
Right.
Do a voice message or do a video. Hey, Andy, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. If you need anything, reach out. And that's it. Boom.
Yep.
It will buy brain cells with the people you're talking to. And if your profile has all the stuff that you do, it'll allow you to continue growing without even for a birthday message.
Yep. I have not done this as much as I need to, but I do have this kind of queued up. Like if I wanted to kind of spend the time on it, like, hey, Shawn, thought it was your birthday, just write out like, hey, Shawn, happy birthday to you. Hope you're having a great day. Let's catch up sometime. It can be literally that short. But to your point, it does. It's like it ingratiates you. It kind of puts you in a different realm in their brain as far as like, man, that Shawn guy, he's pretty cool. I kind of want to work with him, right? What is he doing now? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the different things. Try to go against the tide, and it'll give you more opportunities. Yes, you might have some failures. Fine. Or you might do things like I've done Selfie Saturday since 2018. And now it's spam. Facebook doesn't show it because I do it every single Saturday. Nobody's consistent like I am, but they're making it spam, and it's not spam. It's just because I do it every single Saturday.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I have some horror stories with Facebook. I lost my 18-year-old Facebook account, like in a split second. All my videos, all my pictures, all my memories, all my friends. So it's been a long process trying to build that back up. I went from like 3 or 4 to down to like 1,500 now, but it's getting a little bit more every day. So it is what it is. Try to back that stuff up. I am kind of coming at it from a different approach. Anything that you're wanting to say, whether that's videos, media, especially like videos or pictures rather, back those up every once in a while, because you never know when a hacker might get in there, and that's not a fun feeling. Not a fun feeling.
No doubt. Now, I want to end on this. If there's someone watching that is, thinking about quitting,
Mm,
how do we keep them motivated to keep going? So, because I found if you're not going for at least a year, you're
mhm.
going to miss that little window. You're going to have some success.
Right.
But how would you help them?
I would say, I mean, sounds so network marketing. Like, you need to know your why, right? You literally do. Whether you're doing potions, lotions, debt to wealth, finance, whatever it is, literally anything that you're doing. If your why is not strong enough, you're going to quit. That is the God's honest truth. So find a business that you are passionate about, that's more than about earning a buck, and then understand that this is going to be, like you said, you got to start, then you're going to suck, then you're going to get good, and then you can be great. But you cannot go from not starting to being great. It just does not work. So just understand that it is a process. Find something that you love and that you're passionate about, that you can speak from your heart, that it's not a pitch slap every time you talk to people about it, right? Have your personal story. That's where it's at. Like, understand that it's a process. Have a dynamic story that means something to you. So you're speaking from the heart, and you're not pitching them. And then just understand that you're gonna that it's gonna take a while to get there. But stick with it. I don't know. That's probably what I would say.
Great piece of advice. Guys, check out the description. Don't just watch these podcasts or listen to the podcast. Go to the description, reach out to Andy, have a call with him, look at some of his, follow him on all the socials, take a look at a couple of links that are in the description, and let's continue growing our businesses together. What do you have there? Oh, you're dropping all. Let's put this up here for everyone to see. Here.
Yeah, so I didn't go through the whole thing here, but again, I mentioned the 3 different levels that people can work with me if they're wanting to pay off debt in a quarter of the time. So just an example, my wife and I just had a 30-year mortgage. We're 3 years in. It is half that time. We're down to 15 years. 15 years on a really good interest rate, mind you. Half the time, $125,000 that we are saving because of this financial GPS system. If you're wanting to work as an agent and help people between $500 and $1,500 per client that you bring on, we've got lots of different ways to do that. So there's my contact information. I'll push this up here so you guys can see a little bit better. So yeah, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. We always start with kind of like just a coffee. Is this a good fit for you? And then if it is, we can do a free analysis. And then from there, we can move forward if it makes sense. So absolutely.
Well done. Well, Andy, thanks so much for being with us. Stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody.